Hamish, what sort of impact has COVID-19 had on property management businesses?
Sure, David. In general, property management businesses have been really resilient. We've seen um, little effect for the most part. There's been some minor effect on secondary income back when we had our initial lockdown period in terms of secondary income. So, property management, primary income is management fees, and then secondary income or supplementary income are things like routine inspections, maintenance processing, and letting fees. Those three things we did see a drop away in. We saw with the rental arrears, there was a lot of hype and communication and concern around heightened vacancy and heightened arrears. But really, the impact was for the high majority. We actually saw that arrears dropped and vacancy dropped. I'm not saying that's across the board. I'm just saying that's for the high majority. There's certain pockets that saw arrears and vacancy um, increase, but for the very high majority, it went the other way. The other thing that we've seen with property management businesses is the increase on demand to acquire from sales principals that have small or no rent rolls, and that was to increase their cash flow for the most part. So people that have been sitting on the fence and thinking about setting up a property management business and then have been affected adversely with sales income dropping off during that initial lockdown period. They've really put their foot down on the accelerator to buy or to grow rent rolls. And we've also seen a new buyer come in for those. When I say a new buyer, I mean people that have lost their jobs and have they're in that sort of middle management tier in the cities, and then are looking for to get into an industry that's been strong during that lockdown period. So we've seen people from the tourism sector, hospitality sector, and a few others that have been looking strongly at getting into property management in terms of buying, and we have actually sold several property management businesses to people outside the sector, which is pre-COVID not something that I'd typically see a lot of. But I've had three in the last 90 days that have gone under contract from people outside the industry. Um, yeah, yeah. I hope that answers the question, David.